Yeah. Get that way, the end of the house. That feels good. Okay, now this way. Oh, just knocked the wall out.
Nuh-uh.
We'll measure
Pretty
from
flush.
there to there, from there to there.
Yeah.
That distance is not 28. I can't remember. It's 26. We'll figure it
Look
out.
at it. It's like flush with the end of the beam. That looks perfect.
Get it done.
Yes, sir.
Tell me when.
All right. When?
A little bit more. Perfect.
Perfect.
Making sure we have them in the right place. How those ones. Emery, please. You'll be so excited.
Hi guys, welcome back to our Maine homestead. Today, Eddie and I are going to be working in Emery's room, and we are putting together a DIY therapy swing system for her room. So her room is going to have a couple of extra beams in it, and to that we're going to add a lot of hardware and rope systems and all sorts of fun things so that we can have multiple swings in her room that can be interchanged as needed. So we'll do like a hammock swing, which is also known as like a sensory swing. We'll have a little platform swing for her, a couple different sizes so that mom and dad can be on it with her, or she can be on it by herself. And we're also going to have it where we could do a bucket swing. So kind of like the same sort of bucket swing that you would see at the park or playground. So it's going to be a really, really fun swing system for her room, and we're really excited to show you how we're doing that.
Like Francesca said, there's going to be multiple types of swings, but it's all going to kind of hinge on 4 brackets that we're going to hang from the beams that we just put up. And then we can make multiple connections. A hammock swing or sensory swing uses all 4 of these, so we bought 4 of these. Francesca will put all of this links to these things in the description. These are basically punching bag holders. There's all kind of brackets out there available, but I found, as always, I did some research. I found the best deal, and I found the strongest ones that I could find for the best deal, and that had really good reviews. So again, these are punching bag holders. Typically, one of these would hold a punching bag. We're going to use all 4 of them. There's 4 attachment points for a hammock swing or sensory swing, but we'll use for like a regular playground swing, we'll use 2 of them, obviously. And then for some of the other swings, we may only use 1 attachment point. Each one of these, I think, is rated for 1,200 pounds. Emery weighs 25 pounds, so I think we'll be okay. So anyway, again, she'll put the links to these, but each one of these comes with a set of 4 screws for wood, and then they come with a set of 4 expansion bolts like you would drive into concrete. So they're pretty versatile as far as that goes. But before I go too much further, I'll tell you, so if you go on the therapy sites and you're looking for a therapy swing, like a sensory swing, a hammock swing, or whatever, therapy sites are steep. They're very expensive, pretty much anything you get. Most of the swing sets that I researched from therapy sites to start with were very expensive, kind of out of our price range. And looking at what was there, I knew we could do it much less expensively. So that's why I went the DIY route, which we do for most things. For example, these are rope grabs or rope adjusters. So a rope slides in here, and then the weight, it'll be like this actually, and then the weight of whatever's on the other end of the rope keeps the rope from slipping. So if you want to adjust it, you just take it and do that, and you can pull the rope, make this higher. And we'll show you all this as we get further into it, but you can make this higher and shorten whatever you're trying to shorten. It just makes it a lot easier to adjust, so especially with a hammock swing, so that all 4 ropes are exactly the same. Because by the time you tie a knot, try to get it the same, one's this high and one's way low or something like that. So the reason I brought this up right now is these are made for rock climbing. They're very heavy duty. They are rated, I believe these are rated 12 kN, so, which is like 3,000 pounds each. I haven't done any rock climbing in a long time, but they're very heavy duty. They're very easy to use, very easy to make minor adjustments. And since we're swapping all the swing systems out occasionally, it'll come in handy to be able to adjust it back to the way you want it when you get there. But if you go on a therapy site, they make rope adjusters that are on therapy sites. The cheapest one I found was $100 for one of them. Most of them were $140 to $160, something like that. They all looked very similar. These do not look like those look, by the way. But again, I went on Amazon, found ones highly rated and had a high pound ratage. I bought 4 of them for less than $100. So, I mean, again, you can't beat it. And so for what I could get one for, I got 4 of them. So it makes things a lot easier. You don't actually need 4 of them. Again, you could tie knots and just make adjustments, but this will make it a lot less frustrating, and Emery can get to swinging quicker. So that's what we want. So you got the brackets. We're going to mount these on the beams, on the underside of these beams that we just put up. And then we bought climbing rope. So I'll just say you want the climbing rope to be static. It does not, you don't want it to have any stretch. You want it to be where when there's tension on it, there's no give in it, which is it depends on what kind of climbing you're doing. But a good climbing rope is typically static. So we bought a climbing rope that is static. It came with some pre-connected ends, which we won't use. We'll just cut those off. Has a couple of carabiners that it came with. We'll potentially use those. But we did buy our own carabiners because we needed more than 2 that the rope came with. So I bought these on Amazon as well. Again, the link will be in the description or somewhere. But each one of these is rated the same as the rope grab. So these are 2,700 pounds each. And so I'll show you how all this will go together, but I just thought I'd show you all the different components. So it's pretty simple. I did not come up with this idea, obviously. I copied by looking online at some of the pre-packaged deals, but basically this is a copy of what Napa has, where Emery went to her intensive the last 2 years. This is a copy of the swing that Napa has in their swing room. So it's pretty simple. You'll see when it all comes together, it's not very difficult to make. Everything here, so let me show you the last component before I get into that. So we bought 2 yards, I think each is 60 inches wide. We bought 2 yards of Lycra spandex blue and 2 yards of Lycra spandex green from Joann's. So price-wise, and I don't know the exact prices, but I'll give you ballpark. These 2 pieces of fabric was about $36 roughly. The rope was about $50, I want to say. It may have been a little less, but I'm not really sure. Again, the rope grabs were about $25 each, a little less, so $100 for these. These were like $15 for all 4 of the carabiners. And then each one of these, and let me think so I can get this right, and you'll see if you click on a link if you're interested in building something like this. Each one of these, I want to say, was about $15. Not very expensive at all. And I bought them in a 2-pack, so they were like $28 maybe for 2, so I bought 4 of them, obviously. So that's really all of the components that we're going to show you today for a hammock century swing. But again, as we put together and swap things out, we'll show you how we do that, how we designed it so that we can use a bucket swing and platform swings and maybe eventually a gliding swing too. So it's pretty simple. It's just a swing. It's like a swing set. But we'll show you, now we'll show you how it all goes together to make it work. Good thing we don't have walls yet, I guess. Francesca didn't want the fabric to get dirty, so she's sweeping the floor before we lay things out. But since we don't have an exact plan or exact measurements for a typical therapy swing, there are lots of different sizes, of course. So we're gonna take the spandex lycra fabric, lay it out, and kind of eyeball where exactly we want to attach the 4 brackets along these 2 beams. So we got roughly 6 feet long by 5 feet wide of material. So we just laid both out. We don't have a real plan, so we don't know exactly where it needed to be attached. But we know it's 6 feet long. This from beam, inside of beam to inside of the beam here is about 9 feet. And so we'll just come in roughly a foot, because what we saw at Napa is it didn't go straight up and hang down. It kind of hung down at an angle. So the brackets were out here and the ropes came down inside because the swing kind of pulled the ropes to the center. So we're going to try to mimic that same thing. So we're going to find out exactly where we want to mount our 4 brackets and go ahead and put those up.
Okay, so Eddie just got done putting up all 4 of the brackets that we needed, and you might have seen that one of the beams did move a little bit as he was ratcheting the screws in, the bolts in, and that is because we haven't permanently attached the beams yet. We're still not 100% sure on how far apart to space our beams. So once we figure all that out, then we'll permanently attach those so that it's not moving around when the swing's in use. So right behind me, Eddie is working on cutting our nylon static climbing rope. We have a 100-foot roll of that. So he is cutting it so that I can start installing the rope to the 4 brackets that are on the beam here. Then we'll kind of play around with how we're going to attach all of the other pieces to each other. But I was going to show you how I think I'm going to use or what kind of knots I think I'm going to use for the fabric, and then we'll see how easy that is to attach to the ropes for adjustments and things like that. So I found a knot tying trick on an aerial yoga video. So she was showing how she ties her knots in her fabric that she uses for the aerial yoga. So it's a pretty simple knot. I'm just going to take my 2 pieces of fabric, the green and the blue, and I am going to drape it over my arm, bring my arm down, and then pull a knot into the thing. So I just kind of pull up the fabric into the knot, and then I'm going to take this small little tail and put that through. And so that is how I think I'm going to use these knots. If I decide to change it, I will let you guys know how I'm doing that as well. But there we go. All right, go ahead and test it.
Pretty strong.
Yeah, not bad. So for the 2 lengths of rope that don't have a loop already in it and a carabiner already attached, I'm just doing a figure 8 knot to attach it to the bracket here. So that's my figure 8 knot, and I will go to the other side now.
Good, Punky. Try to do it right here without burning the house down, because
That'd be great.
it's windy. So here's what it looks like at this point. There's Francesca's figure 8 knot, and then here's our rope grabber, and with a carabiner attached. And Francesca is currently tying loops onto each of the 4 corners of the hammocks. They will fit right into this carabiner. Then we can adjust. I can't do it one-handed. This will slide up, but with pressure on the carabiner, it will not slide down, which is what you want. We left these kind of long. They go close to the floor, just so we have some extra if we want to lengthen them at any point, but we will probably cut them shorter just so they're not in the way. But there's all 4 of the 4 corner ropes, and now Francesca is retying loops in all 4 corners with rope intertwined in them. Then she ties a loop on the other end, very short distance from the corner of the fabric, which we'll show you once she gets it done. And then we can hang all 4 up and let Emery swing.
Okay, so I'm laying out the fabric like I need to, and then I'm going to take the end of my rope and I'm going to go ahead and do that figure 8 knot again. I just looked up how to do this on YouTube, so it's pretty easy to follow. I suggest using the REI tutorial. And then once I have my loop with my figure 8 knot, if I can hold on to the rope, I am going to use it to loop the fabric through, and then I'm going to do that that knot that I showed you guys earlier for the aerial like yoga fabric. So just, come back just do like this. Don't really know how to explain that. And then I'm gonna loop the little tail through there and then just pull it tight so that we have most of the fabric for the swing and not on this knot. And then just for extra measure or just to be cute, I don't know, I'm gonna take the little tail in and I'm gonna tie it, do a knot on the rope as well. Okay, so there we have that attached to each other. And then on this other end of the rope, I'm going to just tie a knot like on itself. And then this is what we'll attach the carabiner to, and to attach to the bracket ropes. So pull that. I want that to be a little bit shorter. All right, and then we'll cut that end of the rope off, and then we've just been taking a lighter to just kind of burn the end there so that the nylon rope doesn't keep unraveling. But whenever we cut that, it will look something like this. We left really long tails on there just because we can always cut those shorter if we want to later, but that's how it will attach to the brackets. You said that's a good height, we don't need to adjust it?
Don't you think? Or we can bring it down.
Bring it down a little bit.
Or even lower maybe. I don't know how big she's gonna be.
Don't let me fall.
Yeah, that's fine. Let's go get him place.
Hold on. Should we do just another test run, Daddy? Another test run.
It's too low for you. You need to.
I know, I'm just making sure nothing's slipping, everything seems to be okay.
Yeah, you can raise it up if you want to get in there.
No, I don't want to get in there.
So there you have it. Pretty easy to adjust. Up, down. You can take these on and off very easily, and it's super stretchy. So I think Emery's gonna love it. Let's go try her out.
Okay.
You want to go see what we've been working on? Looking at Amy Blake swimming. Look. This is for you. You want to try it out?
You want to go swing? Wee. Yeah, look at her little caboose. It's about to hit the floor. We need to raise it up higher.
It makes you bigger than we thought.
No, it's just where those connectors are doing that. So we didn't attach those beams.
For big booty Judy in that hammock swing. So I think it's safe to say that she loves her new swing. Our last step that we have to do is just secure these beams. So we'll be sure that we don't need to kind of tweak the spacing at all. I don't think we need to, but we're gonna wait until we get her bucket swing and just be sure that that's gonna line up as well. I think all the other swings only have to connect at one point. So sensory swings are really great for like stimulating the brain. There's a lot that goes into swinging and bouncing and all of that stuff that you have to think about. A lot of people don't think about it, but there is a lot of brain stimulation going on. And then especially for kids with hypotonia like Emery has, it's really great to kind of stimulate muscle contraction as well. So it's really good to kind of bounce her or swing her or do any of those vestibular activities so that her muscles are kind of awakened and ready to do some exercises. So especially if we're gonna do like physical therapy or occupational therapy with her at home and we really want her to turn on any of her muscles, bouncing and swinging is really, really great for that as well. Of course, on top of all of that, she really loves it. And then the hammock swing in particular is good for like resistance like training as well, almost kind of like swimming in the water. So she's obviously really well supported like you would be in the water as well, but like when she kicks her legs out and pushes on the fabric, that really is just some good like resistance kind of what's it called, a passive kind of movement and exercise. So that's really great. It also kind of helps just like recalibrate yourself or like restabilize yourself, kind of balance yourself out if you're feeling overstimulated in an environment, or if she needs a break from like exercises that we're doing with her, we can put her in there just to kind of like get her at a good baseline again so that she's happy and content again for all of that therapy that we do at home. So I think it is a hit, and I'm really looking forward to getting some of her other swings and being able to install those as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any questions about how we put up this hammock swing today, please leave those in the comment section below and we will be sure to get back to you. Again, all of the equipment that we've used here is going to be linked in the description as well, so you can follow those links to shop for your own DIY therapy or hammock swing. And if you liked this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and we will see you guys next time. Thanks. Bye. Bye. Toodaloo.
You want to get back in? You want to go again?
Good.